Alright, we've got one quest remaining in patch 5.5, Death Unto Dawn. We've just finished battling with and against dragons, and we won the day. What now? When the dust settles, Alphino is minded to share his account of the events that unfolded in Pagalthan with the Sultana. Standing here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave scions, says a strange voice. Oh, it's them, the very people. Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery. The frontistery. Okay, I've never seen that word before in my life. Your Grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from Pagalthan, they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. That's just what I said, Alphino. Oh no! I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. Well, there he goes. Can you tell us aught of Arenvald's condition, Your Grace, the wounded scout? Not save that it is grave. The Chirurgians tend to him even... I've got this Uldan dust in my throat. The Chirurgians tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Tia Vestinian, would you mind going after Alphino? He may need some support from someone other than me. Okay. Well, it's not really my job, but I guess so. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Pagalthan. Okay. Bye, Sultana. Thanks for delivering the bad news. Come on, then. Hey, don't tell me what to do. Oh, I was gonna talk to that guy there, but I guess I can't now. Oh, yes I can. Hey, pilot. Is it true? Has Lunar Bahamut been defeated? Yeah, it's true. I did that. So, we're going to the frontistery. What is a frontistery? I've never heard of such a thing. How do we even find it? Is this just an excuse to get us to explore more of Ul'dah? Since we only ever go to like 3 places in this entire city? Well, there it is. It's Fordola. What happened, Fordola? At least you didn't get hurt. Instead of standing there gulping, why don't you tell your friend to stop whining like an underfed dog? People are fighting for their lives in there. Please, tell me something. Anything. Alphino, calm down. I didn't think you knew him that well. What's the scoop, Frontisteri Chirurgian? Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Damielet is attending to him as we speak. If you would be so kind as to wait. What did Master Damielet say? Tell me his exact words. Let the Chirurgians do their work, Alphino. Meow, 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 meow. But, you're right. Forgive me. When we said our farewells to Ehrenwald, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait. Sad music. Standard sad music.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
Have you just now seen me? I've been standing here the whole time and you just saw me?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
Oh, man.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Oh man, we need more Fordola in this game. Is Tinian still hiding here? Oh, he is. That woman, she plays at scorn, but her eyes are filled with sorrow. Sorrow deep enough to drown in. Is she still out here, or is she gone? She's gone. I'm just gonna look, though, just in case. In case she's hiding around here and around the corner. No. Oh, man. I can't tell if it's the same voice actor playing Fordola. Alright, Alphino. Have you grown up yet? I know. There is nothing more I can do here. Come on, let us rejoin the others. Ahem. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. Hey, what if I didn't want to join them? A nod between warriors. I just noticed that it looks like Alphino and Estinian's gear has sort of a similar color scheme. So Estinian looks like a bigger version of Alphino.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
Hey, where's your voice actor?
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
The Grand Companies, Your Grace. Is that wise? Meow, 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 meow.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglfan. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Amidst this great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. Alphino knows only too well that sacrifices are an unavoidable part of the conflict. But knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared adventures with Ehrenvolt, have you not? Then I shall say no more. I remember Ehrenvolt when he was just a wee lad in the Waking Sands. He was one of the first people you saw in the Waking Sands when you first arrived there. With the secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish our negligence with a plague of primals. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of Her Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Tuturu, would you? Though we have won our first battle against the Telophoroi, and made significant discoveries to boot, the war has scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. And Destinian back here. If there is no reason to linger, I will take my leave. I was wondering why he was hanging around. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. Okay. Alphino's lost in thought. And that includes you, Alphino. Ehrenwald is in good hands here. What? Of course. He would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. Well, if all are in agreement then, I shall let Kryl know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. Beep, 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 beep. Hot bath. Tea. It would be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Uh-oh. Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you. I shall look forward to it. Thancred out. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryl in particular has a few matters she is keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian, believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Baldesian woman. If I refuse, she would only pursue me. Huh. Let's get this over with, shall we? Back to the Rising Stones we go. I keep wanting to call it the Rising Sands. At last we can leave Ul'dah and return to Revenant's Toll. Our old stomping grounds. Revenant's Toll. Once again, I'm all turned around as soon as I arrive. Is anybody here? There better be some new dialogue from the side characters. Oh, nope, a cutscene.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Ehrenwald's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
Gasp! Sharlayan? We've only heard about them. We've never seen them before.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, and suddenly I understand what the expansion is going to be about. Gaining Sharlayan's trust. Maybe.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldessian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing, a topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
I don't know. I'm gonna say nothing, 'cause I don't remember.
Is the question truly so vexing? Perhaps you fear I will chastise you for giving the wrong answer. Or was it so long ago that you simply can't remember?
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
Yeah, what Urianger said. I know what I'm doing.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own, and as far as I'm able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number.
Oh man, are they gonna ask Estinian to be a Scion? Is he gonna do that? He's not gonna do that. He's gonna say he's not gonna do that, but I think he secretly wants to be a Scion. To watch over Alphino.
And so I must ask you again. Will you join us?
Please. Please.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo. You inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
He's smiling.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
Bye. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Looking for a new weapon, I see.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord! We have only to wait for them to quicken! Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
What is it gonna be? They're not gonna show us. How can you leave us hanging like that? Amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. None can deny that Heidelin's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we have learned from our encounters with the Ascians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. It strikes me as odd that, rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telophoroi have so far made only sporadic attacks. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all those towers if that was all they had in store for us. Yeah, you're probably right, Thancred. The sudden appearance of the towers will surely not have escaped the Forum's notice. I would like to think that they would be receptive to Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter, but unfortunately their reputation would suggest otherwise. Urianger's too far away. Though we know not the full extent of the Telophoroi's schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. If I'm to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. Okay, you do that, Alphino. Estinian, big version of Alphino, will protect you, I'm sure. If you've need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation of the next battle. But since you're here, I have a question. The Scions are in close contact with the East Aldenard Trading Company of Kugani, yes? I was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. I don't seem to be able to find it in these parts. That was random. Hey, they moved. Clemens and Riel are hanging out. Alizé's been teaching me how to cure tempering using epoxy. I must say, the thought of being in such close proximity to one of the afflicted is rather daunting. I've been keeping me good eye on the towers and telling others to do the same. Of course, I don't mean just us Scions. I've got a whole network of scouts to keep me informed. We've sent Coltonet and the others to be our eyes and ears in the field. Wherever the Telophoroi appear next, we'll be among the first to know. Oh no, Hoary Boulder's gone. Alian's still... Oh, Alian is back. Where's Isildur? Where's Isildur? I never did find Isildur out in the Doman Enclave place. When the tower rose up in Yanxia, my first thought was to stay in Doma to keep my grandfather safe. But when we heard the news of Bahamut's return, he bid me return to the Rising Stones to aid my fellow scions. He sends his regards, by the way. Well, good. Although Ehrenwald and I both served as scions, I am afraid that I have had few opportunities to speak with the lad. I do hope he is fit to return to active duty soon. Aenor. Hoary Boulder certainly cut a fine figure as he set off on his latest mission. I was sad to see him leave, and my nights will be lonelier with just the one brother to keep me company. She's so saucy. Is there anybody else hiding around here? I think that's just it, huh? Nobody else hiding behind anything? Must make sure. I'm gonna peek in Dawn's Respite, even though I don't think there's anybody hiding in here. Nope. Alright. I think we're done with this quest and patch 5.5. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a few busy... Oh my god. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, then you lot, more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future. But for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in. And gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb. Like poor Ehrenwald. I wish there was something we could do for him. But we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles, now would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Not for naught. And that is the end of patch 5.5, Death Unto Dawn. Which I thought was the last of the story before Endwalker, but apparently in patch 5.55 there are 3 more main scenario quests, as we can see by the exclamation point over Alizé's head right there. But I will do that some other time. I think I might want to see if I can get into the 3rd Yorha Alliance raid before I continue the main scenario quest. Man, the lighting is terrible in here for my character. It just wrecks my character's face in here. That's a little better. So that's gonna do it for patch 5.5. See you later.